Wow, let's pick a small question, shall we? I think parents often get pretty anxious about this because, first of all, probably throughout millennia, parents have been uneasy about talking with their kids about sex. So I think that's pretty universal. But in addition now, there's something that makes this much more complex, which is the tremendous amount of cultural pressure that's going on outside our family, but within the kid's life. So that makes it all the more imperative than ever before that we do actually spend time talking with our kids about sex. There have been some interesting research studies that tell us that children, adolescents, see around 20,000 references to sex every year. Sexual innuendo, sexual jokes, videos, all kinds of stuff. So as I'm thinking about this, I'm sort of imagining this tsunami, mostly of sludge, that's coming at our kid. And so the question is, how does a parent step into that and do anything that's useful? I think it begins with asking ourselves, do we think it's normal for adolescents to be thinking and wondering about sex? And I would say, developmentally speaking, absolutely. And the second thing that we ask ourselves is, if I could distill this into one sentence, pretty challenging, if I could distill this into one sentence, what would I love for my kid to know that marks or brands or stamps our family's understanding of this important topic? So then, inviting you to think a little bit deeper, I think one of the things that tangles most parents up is that we just think about sex as a physical thing. And I'd like to propose to you that sex is actually 4 strands. Sure enough, it is physical, but it's also psychological. Is our kid emotionally ready for it? How's our kids' self-esteem and self-confidence? How's their sense of themselves as they move out into the world with other kids? So physical, psychological. Social is everything out there in that world, which is everything from their friends to their boyfriend or girlfriend, to the television, the text messages, all that social stuff that's coming at them. And then finally, the 4th strand has to do with their religious or spiritual or moral grounding. So those are the 4 threads that when we're thinking as adults about talking to kids, we want to be thinking about those 4 things. Most of us get a little uneasy with strand number 1. Don't forget that we ground ourselves in those other ones. So that's a really important thing. I'd like to say one more thing, and that is that across the trajectory of adolescence, from a kid who's 10 or 11 to a young adult who's 19 or 20, literally the way we talk to kids begins to shift. And if we're still talking to our 18-year-old, 19-year-old the way that we were to our 11 or 12-year-old, we're going to find that they're disengaged and not really listening to us. So there's a change for us as there's a change in them. We're going to be talking about this and so much more about parenting adolescents